What's going on, guys? It's Cheesy and we're back in Assetto Corsa, or actually should I say in the Assetto Corsa for the first time. I'm hopping in this for the first time, actually recording a video. I've played maybe like 20 minutes in the game. I've added a couple of mods that you guys will see, and I'll show you guys in the upcoming videos. But the way that these videos will work, we'll have a race weekend, and I'm talking while you guys can watch this intro video. We'll have a race weekend, and I'll take a historic car and a modern car, modern day F1 car, and we'll race them around the track this week, being Monza, a very historic track. I believe, fun fact, actually, it's the only track to be used every single year from 1950, which is the start of F1, so pretty crazy. Even during this global pandemic, we get to race it. So we'll have this every race weekend, or as many as we can try to have, because of course I take summer breaks, winter breaks, and stuff like that. So this video is ended, and I think we're going to be starting off, of course, Monza, but we're going to be starting this first episode with the historic Ferrari. And even though Ferrari have not been just doing great this year, it is disappointing to see, but we're going to be using their historic cars, and hopefully we'll be able to set a reasonable track time. I'm not looking for anything crazy, because this is the first time that I use a wheel during the game, and I'm just getting used to the wheel, so this is to try to get me into the flow of using a wheel and just show you guys some enjoyment. So we go into the car select, and there's all these cars, some that have mod, but we'll go for the Ferrari, and right there we have this Ferrari car. It's a historic car, and we want to scroll over. I think it's alphabetical, so Monza there we see. So we have the current day Monza, and we'll be racing that track. And as you guys can see, I'm going to be using I'm going to change it to gamer. So it's automatic clutch, ideal racing line, ideal gearbox, automatic gearbox, and I think that's how I want to play it, because just starting off, I want to take it a little bit easier. I don't want to have too much thrown at me at one time, and I hope you guys don't mind that. And since this is the first time I'll be using a wheel, I might run off the track a couple times. I'm not really used to the pad. I'm used to the Xbox controller is my go-to. So we hop in this car, and it's a pretty nice car. So what I say about these cars, it's a giant go-kart. You see Niki Lauda, name a great driver, and we have these different views, camera angles. We can change them up, but I think that since there's no halo in this car, I want to stick with the cockpit view. I don't think that'll be too difficult. With the halo, it's a little bit more difficult, but we'll drive out of the pits here. And I was just saying, this is just a giant go-kart in my eyes. Modern F1 cars have their own design, but this is a big go-kart. It's fancy go-kart and big go-kart, but it's something crazy. So we have this first slow speed chicane, because you have as we overcut it, you have two 75 degree angles. I think that's what it is. Correct me in the comments below, or chat. No, it's not chat. This is comments for YouTube. So yeah, correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's a 75 degree angle on both. And we have these nice ideal racing line and markers. Alright, so as I said, it's the first time using wheel. I'll keep that actually in the video, but it's a little, we'll just have to get used to that. So we know that in those chicanes that we gotta go slow. In the chicane coming up after the straight, I think that you can go pretty fast through that, but I think that's the only one. So as I come into this, so I'm coming out of the pits, and I'll talk you guys through the lap and what's going on here at Monaco. So this isn't the historical circuit. If you want to see a historical circuit before the race weekend ends, let me know, and I'll be sure to do that. But this is just how it's going to be, I think. Let's trade up historical cars. If we can get a historical car and the modern F1 car, that it's counterpart. So I'm going to do both Ferraris, 2020 Ferrari and this Ferrari, a historical version. I'll try to do that. Leave your comments below what historical car you guys would want to see, if there isn't a counterpart today, like Lotus or what is it, Force India, a little bit more on the modern side of historical F1 cars, which people comment below what you guys want to see. So as we go in this flying lap, we have pit straight. There's always pit straight. Right there is an F1 car, and we have the chicane. As you saw, we have the markers, and we want to brake around 150-ish to 100 and go slow into this first chicane, 75-degree turns, and you want to get back on the power. I believe as you start seeing the curve on the right hand start. This is a slight right hand corner. You don't want to touch the curb as I did there. You want to take it fast and fast out. You want to brake somewhere around 150. I found was the best place to brake, closer to 100 side, and you want to stay off the curbs because they can actually really launch you. And we're coming down this, and we have two right-handers coming up, and I believe that you can take it up to around 45 to 40 meters before the chicane or the corner. Sorry, excuse my language. The chicane. Corner. I'm not sure why I'm saying chicane. I think they might be interchangeable, but so those two right-hand corners, you have this straight, little bit of difference in elevation changes. I think somewhere around 100. You're going to brake here and take it really fast out of these corners. This car isn't the best for it, as it goes flying around as I drift through that end of the chicane. So we're going out this straight right now. I believe that modern F1 cars do not have DRS in this straight. They have two DRS zones, but this is not one of them. So braking around 50 here, we braked a little bit too early and got in the power a little bit too early as well. But you come out of here for speed, just turning a little bit, and you'll have that lap. So this is a 156, not too hot, but also not too shabby. I want to try to get down to maybe 140, 145, but I don't know if that's possible with this car. 130 wouldn't be bad. So we're doing the same thing. Get on the power right now, and pedal to the metal, as a lot of people would say. So this is a pretty fun car to drive around. I recommend. The game is pretty fun in general, so this is one of the cars that goes with the game. I have no DLC pack right now, just trying out the game as it is, and maybe I'll try out the DLC pack, but I'll let you guys know before I do so, so you guys can maybe follow along if you want to buy it, or look as a review of my video, the DLC pack. I'll be sure to let you guys in on that information. So we had that one flying lap, and I don't think that this will be faster. I think that was a pretty fast first lap with this car, pushing it to the edge of its abilities at my skill level. Of course, skill level has a lot to do with it, and car has a lot to do with it. So I don't know if I'll be able to get more. And the second car that we'll be using, the modern Ferrari, 2020 Ferrari, is actually a mod, as I said. I'll actually talk about it when I bring it out. Let's focus on the road and not go flying as I run wide. Get back on track. You can see the ABS and traction control really stepping up there and helping me out from not flying, which is very nice. Always appreciate that. So we're missing this last right-hander for some reason. We're getting block-ups, not too good. But I think that if we don't improve in this lap, we didn't improve. So I think that we'll just take this slow, and we have a 155.761. So that is our lap with the historical Ferrari car, and we'll hop into the other one. So now we're using the modern day Ferrari, and I want to give a shout out to Sim Dream Development, who makes this car. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but it's just a really nice Ferrari, and one of the 2020 versions of the F1 car that we actually have in this game. So shout out to them and props to them. Link will be in the description if you do want to check them out. So yeah, this is a pretty cool car actually, and it is very loud. So we'll go on the T-cam for the first lap, and same thing as I said before, the same physics apply to this car. It's just a little bit different. And just a warning for you guys, headphone users, turn down the volume, it's very loud, and it's incredibly a loud car, so you don't want to be hearing this. So as we get into this rhythm here, I think we'll go out for 2 or 3 laps in this, trying to perfect that lap, trying to get the fastest, trying to juice this Ferrari, even though it isn't the fastest car on the grid by any means, and we've been seeing that it still can get the job done and it can still be very fun to work with. So I think I'll go into T-Cam and then cockpit cam. I haven't figured out how to remove the halo yet, so if any of you guys know, please be sure to leave it in the comments. Great deal appreciated. So we can take that chicane at a very high speed, not kissing any of the corners, not kissing any of the curbs, but that is how we do it here on the cheesy sim racing channel. So very nicely through the chicane, and this corner, actually this last right-hander, we're doing it pretty well. I think that even though we were in the pits, this will be an improvement from the other car just because of the sheer speed. We have that V8 engines, and I think we'll want to brake around 150, but we're gas and pedal again, so I think, and we're overshooting it, so I don't know how that's gonna go. And so I think I want to go for a 3rd lap here, trying to perfect this, not touching the curb but getting as close as we can to it and coming out a little bit wide, switching back and braking very late and trying not to touch those curves, because as you just saw, those curves will kill you, just you flying up, and that's not something you want to do. Braking a little bit early here, kissing that curb, and then coming back out. And by kissing the curb, I just mean lightly touching it, not abusing the curbs by any means. So I think I want to get this down. I'm hoping to get it in 130s with this car, but at my skill level, I don't know what's possible yet. Yeah, so didn't take this chicane as fast as we did the first time, but it's alright. And I think we'll have one more lap where we'll be able to juice this car. Of course, tire damage, or tire wear is not on yet, and gas isn't. So we're coming down the last right-hander, and hopefully we can improve our time and then get 1 more, or 2 more actually, maybe flying laps in before the end of this video. So we switch back into the cockpit view, and we actually had a 131.741, so that is an amazing time by my standards. And we brake gas heel toe action on the chicane there, but we get a fast out and touch the curve a little bit. Have a trouble seeing where that front right tire is, but it's alright. And we brake a little bit late, and we have to heel toe action as well. So I think just working on my braking zones to make sure that I can brake, let it sit a little bit and just ride, and then being on the gas rather than gas brake, heel toe gas brake. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there that are demonstrations of that heel toe action that I'm talking about. And I know that my driving teacher would not appreciate it, that I'm using left foot on brake. My parents definitely don't appreciate it, because here in the US you have to use right foot for both, and I think that is it internationally as well. We just sit on different sides, and just using both of my feet is helpful for F1, LMP1 driving, GT driving, but not helpful in other scenarios. So we have a worse lap there, and we're going to try to brake as late as we can here, and I think that pays off. We hit the curb a little bit, but we're able to get on the gas very fast here, and have this as my best lap, this lap to perfection here, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. We're coming down to this chicane, the left-hander, and we brake, and it's pretty good. We don't touch the curbs. If we do on that right-hander, the second corner, there's just very minimal, and have a good exit. good exit on this corner, and we're gonna brake past the 50-meter mark, so more to the 30s, and we come out very fast. We're getting that elevation change as I talk about, and we are coming out to the 20, and then we're gonna brake just after the 100 and put the gas very much down as hard as we can to try to get the maximum use out of this car. Already up into 8th gear, and we're not even halfway down the straight, and now we see those markers right after the 50 marker. We want to put it down and then get back on the gas, and hopefully, as we just touched the gas a little bit, I think if we hadn't done that, it would have been faster as this lap, and it is 131.8, so slower than we actually did. But so we have a 131.7 in this Ferrari 2020 and 151 maybe. I'll have to go check at that. I'll put the times up in the corners, hopefully right now. Yep, so those are the times. Hope you guys, that's the video that wraps it up. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and peace.